Welcome to Vibrational Revelations. I'm Elena.
I am Alejandro.
And today we're going to reveal to you 4 controversial doctors in the news. Now we're going to reveal to you 34 different categories of what constitutes each of those characters' overall lens and perspective on life. For those of you that are joining us on YouTube, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you so much for liking our work, for appreciating what we do. Now remember that you can download the scale of consciousness using the link below. So this will definitely be a great way to navigate what each number means. So part 1 is about revealing frequencies, which is based on scale of consciousness. Part 2, we're revealing percentages, because a person can have different ways and different emotions of viewing different aspects of their life. But that does not necessarily negate and explain where they stand as far as their integrity, how aligned they are with their personal or divine purpose. So keep that in mind. Let's begin. The 4 characters, by the way, we are revealing are Dr. Paul Marik, M-A-R-I-K, Dr. Peter McCullough,
Dr. Vlad1mir Zelenk0, and Dr. Robert Malone.
Okay, wonderful. Let's begin with Dr. Paul Marik. He incarnated at the frequency of 400, reason. He was born at the frequency of 100, fear. And his overall frequency as of today is 400. And 400 is the frequency of reason, which is very analytical frequency, analytical approach to life. He views health, which is body, mind, and soul connection, through the lens of 700. Enlightened relationship in that aspect. Finances he views through the lens of 250, neutrality. Creativity. I always say creativity is all about what inspires you. And when you feel inspired, how do you take action? So for Dr. Paul Marik, he has a frequency of 400 in creativity, which is reason. So he has a very creative mind. Relationships he views through the lens of love, 500. Personal growth through the lens of 700, enlightenment. So he's committed to personal enlightenment. Philanthropy through the lens of 500, love. Intuition, 400, reason. And in the intuition, we look at 4 different aspects. Clairaudience, 250, which is neutrality. Clairsentience, 500, which is love. Clairvoyance, 400, reason. And claircognizance, the inner knowing, is 850. So he has this enlightened relationships with trusting his gut feeling, right? Which is so important if you are a physician. Now, IQ, his intellect, he views through the lens of 400, reason. EQ, emotional intelligence, is 250, neutrality. SQ, the social quotient, is 400, reason. And AQ, adversity quotient, is the frequency of 200, courage. So when he's facing with challenging situations, he approaches it through the lens of courage, courageously. He enjoys his role 72% of the time. He's in his ego, 71%. And out of that, 83% is the inferior version of the ego. He's in the now, 78%. Integrity, which is how loyal and faithful he is to his core values and beliefs, 100%. Now his integrity to himself is 100% out of that 100%. And his integrity to others is 100%. So absolutely, combined with that high frequency, you can trust that what he says he truly means. Self-awareness, 93%. Clarity, 96%. Alignment with divine purpose, 97%. Alignment with personal purpose, 93%. Compassion, 100%. Empathy, 100%. So he's an extremely compassionate person. Energy purity, which means how much does he embody the frequency of 400? And he embodies it at 100%. And 69% of the time, he is in the flow state, which is the frequency or the dimension 5. Now, Dr. Peter McCullough. He incarnated at the frequency of 250, which is neutrality. He was born at the frequency of 100, fear. And his overall frequency is 400, reason. So again, this analytical frequency. Health he views through the lens of joy, 540. Finances through the lens of 400, reason. Creativity, 400, reason. So he has a creative mind. Relationships, 400, which is a frequency of reason. Personal growth, 400, also has reasoning there. Philanthropy, the art of sharing and giving, 500, love. Intuition, 400. Under intuition, clairaudience, 250. Clairsentience, 500, which is love. Clairvoyance, 250. And claircognizance, 540. So that's his inner knowing, is joy. IQ, 375. And that is 350 and until 399 is acceptance. EQ, emotional intelligence, 250. SQ, social quotient, is willingness, 310. And AQ, adversity quotient, in his case, it's triggering an emotion of fear, 100. Now he enjoys his role, 84%. He's in his ego, 97%. And out of that, 70% is the inferior ego. He's in the now, 76%. Integrity, 96%. And out of that, integrity to self, 100%. Integrity to others, 95%. Self-awareness, 85%. Clarity, 91%. Alignment with divine and personal purpose, 100%. Compassion, 100%. Empathy, 100%. Energy purity, 100%. So again, he's embodying the 400 frequency at 100%. And 56% of the time, he's in the fifth dimension, or what we call the flow state. So of course, you want your doctor to be compassionate and empathic and have their claircognizance at 500 or above, right? To be able for them to make decisions, to trust the information they receive, and also to have frequencies in health at high numbers.
Mm-hmm. Next is Dr. Robert Malone. He incarnated at the frequency of 400, the level of reason, high intellect, was born at the frequency of 100, level of fear, and his overall frequency is 400, level of reason. He views health through the lens of love at 500. Finances, 310, level of willingness. Creativity, 525, level of love. Relationships, 100, level of fear. There's a fear, an unprocessed emotion of fear within that aspect. Personal growth, 500, level of love. Philanthropy, 400, level of reason. Intuition, 500. Within intuition, we have clairaudience at 400, clairsentience, 500, clairvoyance, 500, and claircognizance, 700, as an enlightened relationship with that. Under the intelligence aspect, we have IQ, 400, EQ, 250, SQ, 400, and AQ, 250. Now we go into percentages. In the joy, how much fun he's having playing the role of Robert in this reality, 87%. In the ego, 88%. And 74% of that is the inferior version of the ego. In the now, 78%. That's how much time he spends in the present moment, in the now. Integrity, how loyal and faithful he is to his core values and beliefs, to his truth, and it's 98%. Integrity to self, 100%. Integrity to others, 100%. Self-awareness, 95%. Clarity, 91%. Alignment with divine purpose, we compare this to self-realization, is 100%. Alignment with personal purpose, we compare this to self-actualization, is 100%. compassion 86%, empathy 95%, energy purity 100%. This is how much he's embodying the 400 level of consciousness, of reason. At 100% is embodying it fully and would be pretty much ready to experience the next level, you know? We want to step away from the level of love at 500. Now, when it comes to dimensions, he's experiencing the 5th dimension 91% of the time. Mm-hmm. That's when he's in the flow, right? Next is Dr. Vlad1mir Zelenk0. He incarnated at the frequency of 400, was born at the frequency of 100, and his overall frequency is 500. That is the level of love on the scale of consciousness. He views health through the lenses of grief, or the lens of grief at 75.
And he's undergoing treatment right now. He has cancer.
Stage 4, I think, right? So that makes sense. Finances, 100, level of fear. Creativity, 500, level of love. Relationships, 700. He has an enlightened relationship with that aspect. And this is not only as of how he interacts with people, but also how he feels when it comes to his interactions with people, but also how he feels about himself, right? Personal growth is 999. That's almost no resistance at all with that aspect. Philanthropy, 700. Intuition, 750. With an intuition, we have clairaudience at 600. Clairsentience, 750. Clairvoyance, 800. And claircognizance, 700. Under the intelligence aspect, we have IQ, 400. EQ, 600, level of peace, with his emotional intelligence. SQ, 250. And AQ, 100. In the joy, 60%. In the ego, 50%. And 54% of that is the inferior version of the ego. In the now, 93%. Integrity, 100%. Integrity to self, 100%. Integrity to others, 100%. Self-awareness, 95%. Clarity, 96%. Alignment with divine purpose, 100%. And alignment with personal purpose, 97%. Compassion, 100%. Empathy, 100%. Energy purity, 100%. When it comes to dimensions, he's experiencing the 7th dimension 44% of the time.
Remarkable. All of them are 100% in their compassion and empathy. And definitely high numbers in claircognizance, right?
And integrity as well.
And high percentage in integrity. Absolutely. To themselves and to others. And that concludes our episode of the controversial doctors we just revealed to you. We hope that you join our Vibrational Revelations membership community. This is where we actually have revealed a lot more information and many, many other physicians and other characters from around
politicians,
the world. Yes.
Right? Spiritual leaders. And it just has to...
And also different systems of healing systems.
Healing modalities. Yes, that's right.
So thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Yes, thank you.
Stay in your light.